from Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 in all the Filipino shows in the Midwest. And I'm Joe Mauricio. Today we have all the top stories from Chicago and the Philippines. We also have our segment host, Veronica, interesting interviews with Melody Rabor Dizon, our Health Matters host, and Joe Mauricio, myself. And I would like to introduce to you Janet Jordy, our new host from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, introducing her Global Inspirations interviews. We also have happening within our own Filipino community here in Chicago. All these are coming up and more from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
The Philippine Health Department says there is no sufficient evidence to show that wearing two-face masks is better at offering protection against COVID-19. The statement comes after double masking was recommended by United States top infectious diseases expert Dr. Anthony Fauci, who said an added layer of physical covering can protect against respiratory droplets.
Makikita ho natin ito pong paggamit natin ng face mask, which provides us about 60 to 70% protection, plus the face shield and the physical distance will provide us about 99% protection. Ito po ay nagagamit natin at gumagana naman. Nakikita natin that we can be able to manage the cases kung gagawin lang po natin.
Interagency Task Force on Infectious Diseases Co-Chair Secretary Carlo Nograles says the Philippines will return to its looser travel guidelines once inbound restriction on countries with UK variants of the coronavirus ends. The country earlier blocked travelers from over 30 countries to prevent the more contagious UK variant from getting in. Starting February 1st, select foreign nationals, such as those who are married to a Filipino or those with valid residence visas, will be allowed to enter the country. However, foreigners with tourist visas are still not allowed entry. Nograles also assured travelers there will be no delays on their swab test results. The local government of Iloilo City has secured some 600,000 doses of anti-coronavirus vaccine developed by British pharmaceutical firm AstraZeneca. According to Iloilo City Mayor Jerry Treñas, it's enough to immunize 70% of the city's population. The city also conducted simulation exercises for its vaccination rollout. Over in Surigao del Norte, Governor Francisco Matugas is seeking help from the health department to look into the spike of COVID-19 cases in Siargao. Currently, the island has more than 50 cases, with the municipality of Dapa recording the highest number of infections at 18. Matugas fears a more infectious variant could be spreading in the island. Residents have been advised to strictly follow minimum health protocols. In the meantime, the Philippines reports 2,109 new COVID-19 cases Saturday, raising the national tally to more than 523,000 infections. More than 36,000 of those cases are active. 71 new fatalities were also reported, along with 146 recoveries.
ViaTimes, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. ViaTimes for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. ViaTime has very interesting columnists. You name it, ViaTimes has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call ViaTimes at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica segment of this show. Today, I have a very young, intelligent, and very famous Asian American who's gracing our show today. His name is Simon Tan from Cincinnati, Ohio. Welcome to our show, Simon.
Thank you so much for having me.
And you look very young. He has accomplished a lot, but he really looks very young. I'm telling you. And okay, Simon, uh, really, I have to tell you that he won a landmark case in 2017, um, and which helped expand civil liberties for minorities at the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Congratulations for that.
Oh, thank you so much.
And he is the founder and bassist of the Slants. Is that a musical group?
It is. We're an all Asian American dance rock band.
All right. We have a lot of Filipino American musicians. You know that? And we are very proud of them. And also, you lead the Slants Foundation, which we are going to talk about today. The Slants. Slants. Is that because of the slant eyes?
Yeah, we wanted to address this kind of false stereotype that people have about Asians. Like people assume that we all have slanted eyes, but it's actually not true. And Asians are not the only people with slanted eyes. But beyond that, we wanted to kind of show that people shouldn't be ashamed of having slanted eyes if they do, because there have been a lot of people like me that were bullied as kids for it, and so a lot of times we associate that with just kind of fear or shame about our heritage. But we're kind of out here saying you should be proud of who you are, and
we should be proud because that makes you look unique and handsome. And
well, thank you.
The girls. And all right, the Slants Foundation, is that headquartered in Cincinnati?
Well, yeah, it's headquartered in Cincinnati, although we do work all over the US and Canada. We have board members that are in many different states, but since I'm here, it's kind of headquartered here.
Is the Slants Foundation only for the musicians?
No, we work with artists of all kinds. We just specifically focus on artists who are working with community organizations, people who are doing some nonprofit work or advocacy. So anytime they kind of use their art to help push some kind of aspect of activism, that's where we think that's a really good fit for our mission.
Great, terrific. Okay, wait. You got connected with Quentin Lee of Asian American movies.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of his work.
It's a very big name in Asian American. And
yeah, he's a great director and writer. He's put out a lot of amazing films and shows. And so we're actually working together now to help not only have a special channel for all of this great music videos and films that we have for the Slants, but also through the Slants Foundation, we're actually picking new and up and coming artists who have music videos to feature every other month.
Is he also with the Slants Foundation?
He isn't, but we just know of each other from working in the community.
All right, very good. And you are really working with the artists, with the talented Asian Americans, right? Have you been to Chicago?
I have been to Chicago many times, mostly performing.
Have you played, or have you met some of the Asian American artists here in Chicago?
Not too many of the artists, actually a lot of the attorneys. So we did an event there for the National Association of Asian Americans Advancing Justice, and also the National Asian Pacific American Bar Association. We did an event in at Google's office in Chicago, and then we worked with a couple of the universities for different events like Chicago Kent and that sort of thing.
I'm really very curious about this landmark case that you won the Supreme Court. Can you tell us briefly what's that all about?
Sure. So when I started the band in 2007, uh, we we actually began by working with a lot of Asian American organizations, and we started doing really well. But as part of being in a band, and just like in the entertainment industry, it's really important to protect your intellectual property rights. So we actually filed for a trademark. The problem is the government said that our name was offensive to Asian people, and they wouldn't let us have it. So we had to fight back, and took about 8 years, went through many, many different courts, and finally it ended up at the Supreme Court, where we were able to overturn this law. It turns out that the law, which says you can't, register trademarks that they consider to be inappropriate, like what they call scandalous, immoral, or disparaging, it turns out that they only use this law against communities of color and members of the LGBTQ community, because those tend to be the groups that kind of reappropriate language. And so we decided that it shouldn't be up to the government to decide what's good or bad for the Asian American community or for anyone else. It should be up to the people in the community. And so that's what ended up happening, and we won. And then in 2018, another case took down the rest of the law.
Is this does this concern only the Asian Americans or the general minorities in this case?
Well, it's just basically anyone and everyone. So the Supreme Court struck down the law because they said it was unconstitutional, because of the First Amendment, because of the right to free speech. The government was essentially chilling speech or preventing individual citizens from being able to fully express themselves through the kind of business names they chose, nonprofits or artist names that they chose. And so that's why they overturned the law.
So what's the name of the law now?
It's called the Lanham Act. And more specifically, it's Section 2A of the Lanham Act.
I see. Okay. Very good. Congratulations for that great work.
Thank you.
Look, I look at it and that particular law, and we can talk further about that later. I can invite you to the show one of
Sure.
these days in the future, and we are really very proud of you for having accomplished that. Now that the Asian American Lunar New Year is coming up soon, will it be next week or 2 weeks from now?
In a couple of weeks, yeah.
A couple of weeks, right? Okay, what do you think of the Asian American Lunar New Year?
Oh, I love it. It was one of the most important holidays for my family when I was growing up. We would always have a lot of food. It was a great time for family, but unfortunately, all my family lives in the West Coast, so I can't see any of them this year. And so I just got to celebrate with my wife and our dog.
Is that celebration big in Cincinnati, Ohio?
I just moved here a couple months ago, so I'm not sure.
Where?
Well, before here, I was living in Nashville, Tennessee, and then before that in Portland, Oregon. I've kind of moved to a lot of places in the last few years.
But you were born here, right?
Yeah, I was born in San Diego, California,
San
actually.
Diego. And what descent? Asian descent.
Well, my dad's from China and my mom is from Taiwan, so Chinese Taiwanese.
Oh, right. Oh, I like that. Yeah, because I don't know. I'm curious too how they met.
Well, they both met when they were in San Diego. They were actually working at a restaurant together, and then so that's how they met.
I see. Great, terrific. Okay, what is in the offering for the for your projects in for the Slant, and for the Slant particularly?
For the Slants, we actually retired from live touring, and it just so happened that when we made that decision in late 2019, we didn't know that there was going to be a pandemic, and now there isn't any live music at all anyway. So we've actually been using the past year and a half to focus on writing new songs and recording them. We're also working on a potential musical show to bring to the world of theater. And then now all of the band members actually volunteer for the nonprofit that we started, the Slants Foundation.
Everything is done virtually, right?
Everything is what?
Virtually. You do it virtually now.
Yeah, so
Online.
we kind of have to. So the rest of the band lives in Oregon still. And so we just use a lot of Zoom calls and telephone calls to do any kind of work. And then when we do the nonprofit work, it's definitely all remotely.
So don't you miss the crowd in your performances for the last year?
I mean, I missed live events. It was a lot of fun because, we would play shows, or I oftentimes go to events and speak, and we'll sometimes bring my guitar player and we'll share some songs for those events. And that was always a lot of fun because I got to meet a lot of really interesting people. But, I understand that things are the way that they are. So I'm just trying to make the best of it.
So as a member of a band, what is your specialty? What do you do?
Well, my specialty is probably that I manage the band.
Oh,
So I'm kind of the babysitter, but I play bass in the band and I write some of the songs on guitar and keyboard, though I don't play either. When we do concerts, I mostly just play bass guitar.
Composer, huh? Composer.
Yeah, kind of the guy behind the scenes a lot of times.
All right, very good. So do you have any kind of projects coming up?
Well, we're launching a new channel with AsianAmericanMovies.com for both an entire collection of the Slants music videos and a film of our band touring in Taiwan. And through our foundation, we're doing this big effort called AAMV Fest, or Asian American Music Video Festival, where we choose artists from all around the country to highlight their new music videos. Every other month, we're going to choose a new selection of 8 music videos.
All right, very good. And well, congratulations for everything that you're doing. Do you know how to speak Chinese?
A little bit, not that great anymore. Yeah, I used to grow up speaking Mandarin, Cantonese, and Taiwanese, but when I entered in school, the school system actually asked my parents not to speak Chinese in the house. So I mostly speak English now. And actually my Spanish is a lot better than my Mandarin because I spent a couple years working in Mexico.
Will you understand if I will tell you Gong Hei Pa Choi?
Oh, Happy New Year. Yeah.
Good, very good. That's all I know too.
That's okay.
And some words.
Yeah, I know enough to get by. I sometimes will speak with my parents, but it's not where it should be.
You know what? Your Simon. I like your name,
Oh, thank
Simon.
you.
You are very talented, very brilliant, and you have a lot of things going on for your life. And I wish you good luck. I would like to hear more about that Supreme Court case. Yeah,
Well, I did write a book about it.
Right?
What's that?
And you won it.
Yeah, we did win. So I actually wrote a book about it called Slanted, how an Asian American troublemaker took on the Supreme Court. So, it's got a lot of information if you're interested in reading more about it.
But you're not a lawyer, are you?
I am definitely not a lawyer. No.
You're not. Okay. You're just and you're not an activist. You're just
I would say probably an artist activist. I've been
artist activist.
Yeah, I've been leading nonprofit organizations for probably about 10 years now, and just working and trying to help get better laws in the country, especially for communities that tend to be underserved or marginalized by the government. So it's something that I've been very passionate about for a long time now.
Well, Simon, good luck to everything and that you're doing, particularly to the Slants Foundation.
Oh,
Let me
thank you.
know. Let me know of any further developments because Cprtv also has a print magazine, monthly. It's a monthly publication, and let us know because we like to keep up with the with what our young Asian Americans and Filipino Americans are doing out there.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Salute you, and I thank you for gracing our show today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
What is thank you in Chinese?
谢谢.
谢谢, right. 谢谢. At maraming salamat, Simon, for gracing our show today. At ako po si Veronica. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Objective Legal Sports in the Show. And I am Joe Mauricio. This afternoon, I have one very special guest, something close to my heart. We have something in common, and I'm going to tell you, because if I tell you, I have to kill you. So again, my guest today is no other than GrandMaster Ramon Ribay. He is the IFMAA president and founder, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
And he is also the president of the Arnis USA and a representative in IOC, which is the International Olympic Committee. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And in martial arts, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Question is, you are a very known, accomplished martial arts artist in the Philippines. Can you tell us how you get started here in the States?
I started, that was 1966, okay? I was born and raised in Bicol until I migrated in Manila. That was 1967. At the time, 1967, up to that year today, I joined in different kinds of martial arts in Manila. Until such time, I've been selected in as a Philippine team. I represent the Philippine team, and I joined in Asian Games like karate and wrestling and weightlifting. I'm a sportsman, you know, all the sports I joined, and I done for that tryout, and I was really very much selected at the time. And in this martial arts, I've been joined also. I'm a professional boxer at the time. I joined in Fisturama. I'm playing, I was 15 years old at the time. So I was amateur. I'm a very sport-minded. And the time, that was 1973 when I joined in Philippine Air Force. I've been selected because of my knowledge in sports. They recruited me, and I go and I train at the same time from the Philippine Air Force, the combat training in this, what you call arnis. They called arnis, or they call it eskrima, or the baston. So these things I've been done, so many. I've been joined to all kinds of events in like in karate. I went there in Japan. I went to Hawaii, you know, to join to this competition. And at the same time, all competition in the Philippines, all events like from national 1, National 2, National 3, up to National 7. I represent the Philippine Air Force at the time because I'm already a Philippine team. And I've been selected that time in, that was the USA team. And to represent, like to represent the Philippine going to USA, I've been in California. That was year 1976, Joe. So I joined that. So in any way, all of these things I've already done. And not all of that because I joined in all universities that I've been teaching there, like in FEU, all the colleges there, because right now, this Filipino martial arts, like what we call arnis, is a well-known, is a national sports now. The Republic Act number 9850, okay? This is a national sports. And this is already credited to all colleges and all levels, I think all levels, because like elementary up to colleges. But now, I'm already here to represent all of these things in America when I came here, because when I joined in United States Sports Academy, so the time I was in military, you know, so
Yeah.
I was in Philippine Air Force and I joined, yes, everything I've been teach in like in pop security group, you know. I'm one of the instructors there. I teach this, the Filipino martial arts, they call it arnis. And at the same time, I teach from the G2, you know, what is that G2? That's Intel department. And from the 300 in Philippine Air Force, that's Intel department, and A2. So meaning to say, I was assigned to give a training to that, like a combat training. This is very, very rigid training. The time when I'm giving from the military in 4 major command, like Navy, Air Force, Army, and Philippine Constabulary, the time they call it. So in this history of my martial arts, we talk about the FMA, in this what I'm holding right now, the stick. This is the yantok. I'm holding the yantok 32 inches. This is required 32 inches actually. So I've been joined the time with Master Dormal. That is my history. I will tell you this story. The Major Dormal is a Philippine Constabulary. So I was one of the like a second assistant from him, and the well-known martial arts in FMA also Nap Hernandez and well-known Lev Ignacio and Roland Pintoy. This is all celebrities people at the time. I was one of the joined during those time. And until such time, I've been already from the ABS-CBN, like what we call is Lakas Tao. They call that in, this is things in the TV, like a TV series about the health and martial arts. And there, I think is one of the TV series. And, you know, I have a little contract from that with Jerry Geronimo, I remember, Jerry Geronimo. So I have a TV series that time. That was 70s, Joes, you know, I think that was 1976, if I remember, like that. And when I was joining this United States Sports Academy, because I'm one of the Philippine team under our Colonel De Borja from the Philippine Olympic, because I'm already represent the Philippines. And this United States sportsman, Mr. Rosendis came to Manila to interview, to select as a coach, okay? So when I was there, at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum because we are Philippine team. And at time, I was undergo training for preparation to Hawaii, like that, at the time. So Rusindis, he came there as a guest of our Olympic committee, Colonel De Borja at the time. So we interviewed us, and then we passed. So meaning to say we are 12 people, instructors selected. So I'm one of the 12. I'm part of that in this selection. So when I was, I'm still in military at the time. That's the true story about that because I was joined from the G2. I was from ESAP at the time, and then until last time I joined ESAP from ABSICOM. During this is Marcos time. You remember that Marcos time. So I was in military at the time, and at the time that was 78. So I think before they already tracked down this, the martial law or what that. I don't know what is that. I don't remember the moves. That's why at the same time, the United States Sports America, we already have everything, the tickets, the tickets and ready to fly, going for undergo training for schooling. So we are 12 people going there and then undergo training from Mobile, Alabama. So from Mobile, Alabama, we train as a schooling as a coaching, we train there. And then after we done our training, everything, we been dispatched from Saudi Arabia because United States Sports Academy is all contract, government to government contract. So we are the 12 Filipinos, we've been selected to, I joined from this United States Sports Academy. They are all Americans, coaches, but they did not allow us as a pure coach, like us genuine, but they said, oh, you just only assistant. Oh, that's fine because of the, my array, that's done. So we agree. I said, that it doesn't matter. Even assistant coach, I will going to accept it. So meaning to say, we worked for how many years in Saudi Arabia. We train like all cadets, like a Philippine Military Academy. Same there. So we train there as a physical education. So we train like martial arts. I teach karate, combat training, all kind, including this stick too. Okay. This martial art, this stick is not very well known at the time, because this stick, this is only a weapon. This is secret weapons. But now it's already like a business. They are doing business, and some of them, because they're already well known all over the world, That time, our niche is very secret only, is as your weapons, just in case you can use that in fight as a self-defense. So, meaning to say, now our niche is a very well known and like not only here in America, all over the world. Like for example, I've already in Cyprus, in Europe, I've already a branch of this. I have one of the branch IPMA there in Limassol. In Cyprus is one of my director assigned there by Karim Suki. Is a director of this organization there.
Mon, can we see an harness exhibition for to see for our audience?
Yes. The harness, I think I will go into. Okay. This is. Did you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. This harness, the double baston, because the double baston, we can do. This is what we call the twirling. Okay. This is the twirling. See, Okay, like that. Okay, this is what we call redonda. The weaving redonda like ocho. Okay, the weaving the pattern in 8. Okay, that is. So this is doble baston. Okay, so in this we have 12 striking. Like we have the target from the temple to the side to the shoulder, stomach thrust, and then we have chest to the target to the left chest, hit to the lower parts of the knee. Okay, and then poke to the eye, and then to the crown. Meaning to say crown, this is the bungo, okay, the head. So we have what we call, you see me there? Okay. So in earnest, this is the fighting form, okay? In earnest, this is only, before I forget, this is only an extension from the arms because you are the one who maneuver. So this is only an extension. If I will strike, what we call that, this is what we call this is the front strike, part of the head, and then the backhand, and then here, and then this, and then there. That's stomach thrust, and then chest target, left chest, then here, then there. Poke to the eye, then here. This is solo. This is single stick only. So in single stick, it is like a combat. If you know, by hand to hand, this is the fighting form. For example, if I hit in real strike from the head, and then this is strike to the part of the kidney or side of the lower navel.
Can you tell the audience where they can reach you?
Those audience, you can reach me. You know, you can call from my, or check in my website, the World Martial Arts Academy. Okay, my number is 224-587-0977, and my location is in 312 Anderson Boulevard, Geneva, Illinois, 60177. I think that. And you can check in the website, the World Martial Arts Academy. I have 2 people with my assistant with me, like Rodolfo Poblacion and Phil Acosta. They're all my assistant there.
There are very well-known arnis artists, right?
Yes, arnis.
Hall of Famer, Poblacion.
Poblacion, yes. That's one of my student time.
Okay.
That's why I bring over here in America.
Okay, Mon, we are short of time. I think we passed the thing, and I would like to thank you for sharing Sunday with us.
I will show you also some extra time, maybe to see to believe. Did you see this? Did you see this?
Yeah.
This is 2 inch. Okay. This is, I will use my bare hand. Did you see?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Ramon, thank you so much, and I hope to see you again sometime.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you much. My pleasure, Joe. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Again, this is Joe Mauricio. Thank you both for sharing your Sunday with us. And I hope to see you again next week for some exciting interview. Marami pong salamat.
This is Janet Jordy at Global Inspiration, where we need to be seen, need to be heard, and be an inspiration to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome our guest this week, Frances Mabel Acosta Rubilio. Hi, Frances.
Hi, Jeanette. How are you? I hope that you're feeling well today. I would like to thank you for inviting me here, and I would like to greet also our viewers today here in the USA and all over the world. I hope that I will be an inspiration to them.
So thank you very much. Because your name is so long, Francis Mabel Acosta Robilio, I will be calling you Mabel during the interview. So where are you from in the Philippines?
I came from Turil, Davao City. It is the 3rd district of Davao.
Okay.
In Davao City, there are 3 districts, and I belong there. I was a councilor in the 3rd district of Davao for 3
So,
consecutive terms.
yeah. Can you share with the viewers where are you in America? And what city, what state, and how long have you been here?
I am now in New York, uh, in Queens. I have been here since 2004. So I've been here in the States for 17 long years.
So you moved from the Philippines to America. What did you do before you moved to America? I understand you're a counselor and a dentist. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I was a dentist. I was practicing in the city along Claro M. Recto Avenue or Claro M. Recto Street. We call it Claveria, if you remember it. And I practiced dentistry for 26 years. And then at the same time, I was a counselor of the city of Davao. So I was serving the 3rd district, like I said, which comprises Turil, Mintal, Kalinan, Marilog, and there are about 83 barangays that I was serving as a city councilor.
So okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was there for 3 consecutive terms.
So I don't say that you have a good life. You have a great life. While you were in the Philippines, you were a counselor and you were a dentist, and you moved here in the United States. Can you share with us what is the main reason for the moving?
Well, like everyone who would like to have a better life, it is true that my in-laws were well off. And they were a good family, but I did not want to um, burden them with my problems and my family, as our viewers would probably remember, those who are from Davao City. I was a widow when I was 33 years old, and I have to raise 3 children who lost their father from when my eldest was only 10 years old and my youngest was 7. So I have to raise all these 3 kids. I have to send them to school, okay? And I would like to seek a better life. And I also finished my term already. So I thought it might be a better uh, uh, chance for me to come to the US.
That's a sad story, but it's good because it makes you better. To be a widow at the age of 33, I would consider you young when you become a widow. So I would like to know, how often do you visit the Philippines and when was the last time?
Well, I visit the Philippines twice a year. The last time was 2019, before the COVID-19 pandemic came. So I was able to go home every time because I was lucky. One of my sons is a pilot with Philippine Airlines. That's why I can go home twice a year.
That's good to know that one of your sons is a pilot with Philippine Airlines.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've been a city councilor for 12 years and you have been a chair of many programs. Can you share with us at least 2 of what you miss most in public service?
Well, I would like to tell you that we were quite spoiled as government officials in Davao. So I really miss my staff because they're always there for me when I needed them or when I need to do something for my constituents in the 3rd District. And I miss the women whom I try to help make a better life for their families. And I miss the 3rd District, the 83 barangays,
Yeah.
where I go to.
Yeah. So in the Philippines, we put family as top of the list. Family is a priority. But besides family, I know you missed a lot of things in the Philippines. Can you give us at least 2? What are those things that you miss about Davao City, Philippines?
I miss my house.
You miss your house, okay?
I still have my house in Matina, and I miss my plants, my garden. uh, I miss the Marilog, where we go to every time we feel warm in the city. Then we go to Marilog, where it's cooler, and I miss the food, of course. I miss a lot of things. I am still a Filipino, even if I am an American citizen now. I still miss my country.
Yeah, I totally miss the food because even though, and a good example is the eggplant, even though you buy food from Asian stores, it doesn't taste the same when they are from the Philippines. So I agree with you. I miss the food. So you've been in America for 17 years. I consider America as my home because my family is here. So what, give at least 2 or maybe 3 that you appreciate that now you are in America.
Well, I feel lucky because here in the States, we have medical insurance. We are taken care of by the government, especially now that I'm getting older. I feel that um, I could always go to the hospital and be taken care of, even if I have no money, they take care of us here in the States. And it is easier for us to find a better life here in the States. We are all equal here in the States. So I like that. And we are given an opportunity.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po!
Good afternoon. This is Brigitte, Carino, Cueter bringing you this week's local news from our community. What are the best cities for golfers in the USA? Is your city up to par? LawnStarter compared the 200 largest cities in the U.S. to find out which are best for golfers. We evaluated 8 key metrics, including number of courses, number of golf specialty stores, monthly precipitation, and average temperature. So which U.S. cities are the best for duffers and golf pros alike? Here are the top 10 golfing cities overall. In first place is Scottsdale, Arizona. Second, Los Angeles, California. Third, New York, New York. Fourth, Anaheim, California. Fifth, Las Vegas, Nevada. Sixth, Phoenix, Arizona. Seventh, Mesa, Arizona. Eighth, Gilbert, Arizona. Ninth, San Diego, California. And in 10th place, Glendale, California. The Women's World Fitness Challenge, a new event produced by Vision Event Management and Carmel Road Racing Group, empowers women from around the world to come together and exercise while benefiting the Women's Sports Foundation during the month of March. Please join one of the best events in 2021. The Women Run the World Fitness Challenge is a great way for you to do whatever activity or activities you like and add up miles during the month of March. Whether it's running, walking, pushing, skating, bicycling, swimming, or one of many other options, you can have fun circumnavigating the world with lots of other women, says Jean Driscoll, Paralympic gold medalist and official spokeswoman of the Women's World Fitness Challenge. The Illinois Department of Revenue, or IDOR, will begin accepting 2020 state individual income tax returns on Friday, February 12th, the same date that the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, begins accepting federal individual income tax returns. If a taxpayer electronically files an error-free return, they should receive a direct deposit refund in 4 to 6 weeks, if applicable. Last year, IDOR saw a 2.7% increase in the number of electronic filers. Of the 6,443,623 individual income tax returns, 87% were filed electronically and 63% received refunds. Filing tax returns electronically and requesting direct deposit is still the fastest way for taxpayers to receive a refund, said IDOR Director David Harris. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues, I also encourage taxpayers to create a MyTax Illinois account. With a MyTax Illinois account, taxpayers will be able to respond to any filing inquiries from the Department of electronically, resulting in faster processing and issuance of owed refunds. The state of Illinois is now partnering with Hy-Vee pharmacies across central and northern Illinois to offer COVID-19 vaccinations to eligible individuals. Hy-Vee has 16 locations in Bloomington, Canton, Galesburg, Hamilton, Milan, Moline, Macomb, Peoria, Peru, Rock Island, Silvis, Springfield, and Sycamore, and estimates being able to provide up to 200 vaccinations each day. The state of Illinois is also partnering with Walgreens and Jewel Osco pharmacies to provide COVID-19 vaccinations. A total of 92 Walgreens locations and 92 Jewel Osco locations have been added to the coronavirus.illinois.gov website, where you can find links to schedule an appointment. More than 3.2 million Illinoisans are eligible for COVID-19 vaccinations in Phase 1B. Eligible residents are also able to receive a vaccine at one of the Illinois National Guard, ILNG, assisted and Cook County health sites. The Illinois Department of Public Health and the Chicago Department of Public Health announced 8 additional Illinois cases of COVID-19 variant B.1.1.7, first identified in the United Kingdom. Health officials previously announced a single case of the variant in Chicago on January 15th, for a total of 9 cases that have now been reported in Illinois. The 9 cases range in age from 12 to 63 years and live in Cook County, including Chicago. Specimens testing positive for the variant through genomic sequencing were collected between December 29, 2020 to January 15, 2021. With reports of this variant already in many states in the U.S., we anticipated its spread here in Illinois, said IDPH Director Dr. Ngozi Ezike. Early studies have found that this variant spreads more easily than what we have seen with the current prevailing variant. We are following closely to see if there is evidence that infections by this variant cause more severe disease or death. Based on the information available now, the vaccine will still be effective. Continued masking and vaccination when it is your turn remain our best path to defeating this virus as quickly as possible. Volunteers with the American Red Cross helped 77 individuals impacted by home fires in Chicagoland from January 18th through today. Volunteers responded to 30 incidents in Chicago Heights, Crestwood, and Harvey, including home fires in Aurora, Chicago, and Waukegan that sadly resulted in the loss of lives. Red Cross volunteers with the Disaster Action Team provided temporary housing, health and mental health services, financial assistance, and information about recovery planning to 44 adults and 33 children impacted by these incidents. Home fires claim more lives than all natural disasters combined every year. As the weather gets colder, we see an increase in home fires. A fire can take a home in as little as 2 minutes. That's all for today. Thanks for watching our news this week. This is Brigitte. See you next time.
Okay, ready guys? Introducing our new Energy Star certified washer and dryer. Thanks to rebates from ComEd.
Yay! We love rebates! Ay, Daniel, we are famous.
Get used to it. When you use less water and electricity, people notice.
I can get used to that.
So can I.
Take it easy.
Get rebates from ComEd on select Energy Star certified appliances and find even more savings with the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program. ComEd, powering lives.
Good afternoon, everyone, and we come to the portion of the show that everybody was waiting for, the birthday celebration of our good people in Chicago. Happy birthday to Char Villacorte, Rimmer Villaseñor, the #1 son of our friend Riz Villaseñor in Merlo, Dr. Dante Pimentel, Beth Ilagan. Hi Beth, how are you? Happy birthday. Maan Ditablan, Ray Nonato, our mayor from Ohio, Ron Falcone. Happy birthday, Ron. Happy birthday, Mayor. And also, lastly, Beth Ilagan. Happy birthday, Beth. And condolences to our friend Dr. Letty Dakanay, David Ibata, and Judge Norris Kwang, the Chinese American magistrate in Indiana. Our condolences. Again, this is Joe Mauricio saying thank you for sharing your Sunday with us, and I hope to see you again next week. Mabuhay!